Welcome to Verbal Big Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. I had to go live this morning because usually what I do is I pre-record and I post them later, and people go and check me out. But dealing with this government shutdown, I had to go live. And as I explained the name, I get a lot of questions. What's the meaning behind the name Coal Black? And it's the state of the universe before the Creator put the sun in the sky. And that's the essence. It's more of an essence than a name. But we want to jump right into the government shutdown and the wall. You're not going to get a physical wall. You are getting the wall right now. And that wall is that invisible wall that serves as a barricade between the races. That's what the whole government shutdown really is about. As I stated in part one of the government shutdown, the reason being, and the reason why we're having this government shutdown, is due to the fact that they don't want, or let's put it like this. The military and those that are being furloughed and are missing money and income, they're talking about soldiers' wives not being able to take care of bills while their husbands are deployed to different places throughout the world, actually. And so now, if you would take a poll, what's more important, the money you make or the illegals, or the illegal immigrants, as they call them? You're finding out now that more people are leaning towards their money. But trust me, the president knew this, and he knew that, and actually Democrats as well knew. In a capitalistic society, when it comes down to paying bills and your money versus your compassion for illegals, the American people will go with the money. You can believe that. And so the problem is that you have government officials who used this situation pertaining to illegal immigrants and the dreamers. They used this situation in order to force the hand of the American people to ask for the expulsion of the DACA, the illegal immigrants. You have a situation where, in time, the people will ask, why don't you go back to where you came from? Go back to Mexico. Go back to Haiti or whatnot. The 200,000 from El Salvador. Because now they're saying that if you love illegal immigrants so much, are you willing to take a cut in your pay? How long can you stand out before, and how long will the people allow the government to remain closed until they start foaming at the mouth and the whole pitchfork and the racial slurs and before the anger sets in and demand the illegals to leave the country? See, that's your wall. You're not getting the physical wall. That's that barricade. That's that divide and conquer tactic. And that's what we're dealing with today. And it's funny how people didn't see this coming. The Democrats claim as though they're not the ones responsible for the shutdown. The Republicans claim that they're not the ones responsible for the shutdown, but they work together for the shutdown. Smoke and mirrors to the goyim, the cattle, the robots of the American public who fell for it again, hook, line, and sinker. As a matter of fact, I believe that both parties, Democrat and Republican, can't believe that the American people fell for it again. I bet they're like, man, this is getting to be too easy. You know?
In 10 miles, take the
it's actually ridiculous from my point of view of how easily we've been misled. How easily they use social media and the media to guide the people as though the people are puppets. You do whatever you see on television. You believe whatever you hear on television. And you haven't figured the game out yet. There is no two-party system. It's just for which period of time can I go in one direction long enough before the what do they call it? Before the villagers gets restless. Then I have to do a reverse and do a 180-degree turn and go back in the opposite direction to appease some and to settle the villagers. And we'll run this reverse back and forward, and confuse the population until where they get so confused and so embottled in chaos till they'll believe anything that we say, because we'll come in as the heroes, and I'm speaking upon the government officials who you elect in office. Look, you don't, when it comes down to voting for a elected official, you don't look at what he says and what he states during his candidacy. When he's campaigning, he's telling you anything to get in. And then, because he knows you can't hold him to implement whatever he told you, he'll throw you a bone to keep you quiet. But for the most part, no, it's not happening. You have to look at the previous party's agenda, and then you have to look at the amount of money it would cost to overturn what you didn't like in the previous party's agenda. And then you have to look at how long whatever policies he's passed at present, how long has it been in effect? Then you can say, okay, well, the next president who gets in, his new ideas, the ones that are easily passed and cost the least amount, you can count on those. You know, or something that's been needed to be implemented for a long period of time, you can count on those. But some things that's new, has just been passed, and that has a big price tag on it, they're not changing that. If you look at the state of the debt, the trillions, going close to $4 trillion in debt, do you actually think you'll get a physical wall? And in order to ride off in history, do you think Trump will get a second term? And a new person that's coming in. And see, this is a scary situation. If you notice, over the past terms of the presidents, they were going 8 years. In order to create a change, there has to be almost a super radical position by a current administration to make a 4-year change, meaning it takes time to build its steam. But Trump came in so let's say different, till it would take a Democrat who has views almost 180 degrees different from Trump's, which will seem radical by the left, but in the eyes of the right, that person would be super radical in order to come behind Trump to serve for 4 after Trump, if Trump serves 4 years. Because usually, if you look at the last presidencies, the terms were 8 years. But Trump is so radical that people want him out. Now, they know that Trump's base. They know Bubba in the country. They know that they're going to support Trump, and therefore the removal of the illegal immigrants. But one thing you have to realize is that you would have to keep some of the illegal immigrants because they're saying that the Americans can do the jobs once the immigrants leave. But come on, man. And some of these states where it gets close to 100 degrees, no one's going to be up on top of a roof repairing roofs in 100-degree heat. You won't find a lot of black men that'll do it, or white males that'll do it with the amount of pay that would be offered. To be up there on a hot roof repairing roofs, or be out in the field picking berries and oranges and grapes and whatnot in the fields in the heat, it's not happening. We know that. So basically what I'm saying is, look at the whole picture before you before you be tricked into creating your own demise and being blamed for creating your own demise. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. I mean, sit back really and pay attention to what's going on. You know, you have to be the running back in life. You know, you would have to be, how can I say, the running back of life. Let me explain that analogy. The number one position that the everyday people or the everyday human being, the number one position that he's closest to would be the running back in football. And the reason being is because as a running back, all you have is your mind, if you're a good running back. Although you have blockers in front of you, but to have vision, you have to anticipate the moves of a defensive back who's coming to make the tackle on you. If you're a good running back, you have to be able to have peripheral vision to be able to look from the corners of your eyes, whether it be from your left or to your right. You have to look at the positioning of the defensive back and the angle in which he's coming in to make the tackle. Then you'd have to counter that. If he's coming full speed, coming at your right side shoulder, you have to have the awareness to do a shake and dip far left to get around him, or would you do a spin move? But you have to calculate all of that in a matter of seconds. That's not easy to do. And that's just like in life. just like in life. You have to counter what's being thrown at you, because every day you're going to have an obstacle. I mean, whether it's the government shutdown, whether it's natural disasters, whether it's, because some things are done unconsciously. Some things are done consciously. Give you an example. You go to need a vehicle. You go to a character that has no morals, who's trying to sell you a vehicle. You go to his car lot. Now, you have all good intentions in mind. He just want to unload his junk on you. You don't have you're not a mechanic. You hoping he's doing good business, but his alternative motive is to just sell you a vehicle. That's all. He wants to get and go. So I'm saying that to say that you're gonna have some people who will do good business. And you're gonna have those who don't give a damn if they do good business or not. They just want the money. So make sure you always aware and ahead of the game. So as a running back in football has to always be aware, because really all he has is himself and the creator. He has to see that hole. He has to fight for every inch, and then he has to make his way to pay dirt, because you have linemen, linebackers, safety, defensive backs coming to take him out. You have him coming for him. So he has to be on his P's and Q's. So hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Verbal Pick Radio. We'll be back tomorrow. We're out.